Hi guys, how's everybody doing? My name is Crystal and welcome to my YouTube channel. Alexa, what's the time please?
The time is 8:12 a.m.
Alexa, what's the date today?
Today is Wednesday the 13th of July.
Alexa, what's the weather like?
Right now in Rochester, it's 20 degrees Celsius with mostly cloudy skies. Today's forecast is intermittent clouds, with a high of 27 degrees and a low of 14 degrees.
Alexa, can you tell me a joke?
I recently decided to sell my vacuum cleaner. All it does is gather dust.
Vacuum cleaners. It's a long time since I've got a shitty old vacuum cleaner, to be honest. It was a second-hand one and it didn't work when I first got it, and it's still shitty now. I do have to sort my life out, and now I'm completely on my own. I have to sort my life out, and that means replacing all the shit in my life with new stuff. Right, Alexa, what's the thought of the day?
Here is your thought for July 13th. From Mark Twain: whenever you find yourself on the side of the majority, it is time to reform or pause and reflect.
That's what I'm doing. I'm pausing and reflecting about what the hell is going on in my life right now. Right, guys, so as you know, I've bust up with my mum. Unfortunately, at the moment it feels so good, and I'm trying to basically cope on my own now. Never rely on anybody for money. Never do it. Always rely on yourself. And you know, when I'm round my mother's, she used to fuss all over me. When I'm not at my mother's, she doesn't seem to really care. So when I'm there, I'm thrown a load of food at me, money and whatnot, but when I'm not there, she doesn't really seem to care. Well, that's what it feels like to me. Now, that's the same with anyone. I've noticed that with my mum. When my sister was alive, she was all over my sister. And I was the one that was left out and left to the sideline. So she was all over my sister, my mum was. Then when I left to go and live in Gloucestershire, and I lived in Gloucestershire for 22 years with my ex-husband. I had 3 children with him. Now she phoned, admittedly my mother phoned when I was in Gloucestershire. She phoned quite a lot when my ex-husband was out at work. But she never came to see us. Because she always said my dad wouldn't let her. Everything was blamed on my father, you see. I can't come up and see you. I've got to look after your dad. Your dad's most important. I can't do this. I've got to look after your dad. But she claims that she had altercations with my dad. Now, I know she did as a child. Jennifer, my mum, did have violent, violent episodes with my father, Derek, because I witnessed it when I was a little child. Right? I personally would have left somebody like that, but obviously my mum didn't have the wherewithal, and she suffered from a mental health illness and wasn't able to leave my dad. So before little Janestra, Crystal, whatever you want to call me, came along, my mum and dad had a violent relationship. My father, Derek, hit my mother, Jennifer, a long time before I was even born. So she'd been struck by my even married him. She went on to marry my father, Derek, even though he'd hit her before they were married. So he'd hit her before they were married, so she still married him even though he struck her. Right? Now, it was a dysfunctional situation before I was even born. My brother was born. I'm being totally honest here. My brother was born in 1967, Dylan, which was a year before I was born. And I don't know, I just can only say what I've been told, and that is my mum found Dylan dead. She came home one day and she found Dylan dead in his cot. Right? So my brother had been battered. My baby brother had been battered. Right? So this was before I was even born. I was born in 1968. I say this because, you know, I can't understand why my parents weren't helped, why this was allowed to go on. You've got to remember it was the 60s, and that they were allowed to have another baby, which was me, after a baby had been battered to death. So how was I allowed to come along? Why wasn't it stopped? Why wasn't I helped? I am very angry and confused. And to this day, I can't understand when I ring the police, when I ask help from doctors, no one does anything. They don't do anything. The guy upstairs is struggling with his kids. It seems to me he is not getting any help. This morning, right, his kids have told him to fuck off and piss off. So it's not changed. I've told you that when I moved in here, I had troubles with all these kids' noise upstairs, screaming and shouting and thundering across my ceiling. Today, I've got up, and all I can hear is his kids say to him is, piss off, fuck off, I'll do what I like. What is going on with the world? What is this? What is this evil that is going on and has been going on for ages? Right? So I'm just coping on my own now. I can't trust anybody. I can't rely on anybody. My mum told me lies yesterday. That is what half started it off. I said Dad had high blood pressure, didn't he? She went, no, I did. I said, this happened. No, it didn't. Like, shut your mouth, keep quiet sort of thing. And I got cross. I got upset. I don't like being lied to. I like the truth. I like to understand what went on. And I did mention something as well when she gave me a bottle of Princess Vera Wang perfume and a cheap plastic ring with pink little stones on it that were plastic, right? I felt like she was insulting me. The perfume had nothing in. I was virtually given an empty glass bottle of Vera Wang Princess perfume. And I said to my mum, do you remember when I was at St Michael's School, St Michael's and All Angels School, and my headmaster was Mr Skading, which was a primary school in Sydenham, South East London. I said, this woman abducted me from the school playground. This woman said to me, your mum has told me to pick you up from school. So I believed her. I walked away with this woman, and she took me into Mayo Park and sat down and got me a drink. And then my mum turned up and said, where have you been? Where have you gone? when I was a little girl. She did remember that. My mum remembered that. She remembered that, but she doesn't remember things. She remembers some things, but not others. Right? I've gone through a lot, and I know my mum has as well, but it's no excuse. Right? I don't know what's going on. There's a complete cover-up that won't be uncovered because it's so deep. There's so many people involved in it. They're all scared and afraid, right? Including the police. And I don't mind saying so. My dad's dead now. They can't put me in prison for something that I haven't done now, can they? Because he's dead. But why is my mother frightened? What's she done to be frightened about? Why won't she let me speak? Getting told to be quiet, which, you know. Let's talk about something. No, I want to understand what's going on, why I'm being treated like this. Because this, where I'm living now, feels like some kind of evil hellhole. Evil hellhole, where I'm being victimised and bullied and segregated and outcast for something I don't know what I've done, to be quite honest. And as for, you know, every morning, you're beautiful, you're gorgeous. I'm not. I'm just an ordinary woman with an ordinary life, trying to get on with my everyday life about someone trying to annoy, irritate, make me angry, when they're the ones that should be paying for what they've done, not me. It's no good tossing the coin onto me when these people are hiding the truth. Right? So don't turn it all on to me. I've never said I'm anybody special. I've never said I'm beautiful. It's them out there calling me princess. Because I get loads of messages. Hello, princess. I'm not a princess. I'm a member of the public. And I'm no beauty. And I never have been. And I never will be. Because I've been battered in the face. So you can dress the blondes in gorgeous dresses and coiffure their hair into lovely styles and give them, you know, Gucci handbags. I couldn't give a shit. I will never change. I will always be me. And you can cover an ugly girl with makeup and pretend she's pretty, but underneath that ugly girl is still ugly. Even if you cover it in makeup, she's still ugly. So you can't hide my bruises, you can't hide my fucking scars, you can't hide my battered face. And I'm proud of myself for staying alive, for being battered and beaten and mistreated. Okay, and that is all I'm saying. I've got my point across. I've never pretended to be anyone I'm not, and I think the ones that are pretending to be something they're not should be taken down a peg or two, and I'll see you later.